What's up, Logan? So this is dividing polynomials, long division style. So what we've got here is we got two polynomials being divided. The first thing is how do you set up the problem? So you set it up like an old school division problem, right? We're talking back in the day. So we're going to set up our division, right? And then we are dividing 6x to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 2 minus 43x plus 28. We're going to divide that all by 2x minus 5, Okay, so break this down. There's approximately 4 steps. The first step is to figure out what you want to multiply the front term of what you're dividing by. We're dividing by 2x minus 5. So we take the front term 2x. What do we need to multiply that 2x by to get 6x to the power of 3? That's the focus right now. So we focus on that. That's our first step. So I would say we need to multiply the 2 by 3, right? 2 times 3 would give us a 6, but we're still missing 3 x's. We have 1 x, so we need 2 more x's. So I'm thinking what we want to do is we want to multiply that term by 3x to the power of 2. So I'm going to write 3x to the power of 2 right there. That's the first step, okay? So step number 1, figure out what you're going to multiply the front term by so that it matches the front term of what you're dividing, okay? So what do we multiply what we are dividing by to match what we are dividing, okay? So we're going to use the 3x squared. Second step, after you get the 3x squared, you're going to distribute it. So you're going to multiply the 3x squared to the 2x, which would give us 6x to the power of 3. Okay, look at that. That's exactly what we wanted right there. And you're going to multiply the 3x squared times the negative 5, and that's going to give us negative 15x to the power of 2. All right, so that's the second step. So first step, figure out what we need to multiply by. Second step, actually do that multiplication. So go ahead and distribute it. So we're going to multiply 3x squared times 2x. That's 6x to the power of 3. And then we're going to multiply 3x squared times negative 5, which is negative 15x to the power of 2. Okay, so that's step number 2. One more time. Step number 1, the orange step, figure out what we need to multiply by so to match the 6x to the power of 3. Second step, distribute whatever you need to multiply by. And now we move into the third step. The third step is to subtract. Now, if you don't know how to subtract polynomials, one suggestion I have is just change the sign, and that achieves subtraction right there. So I'm going to change the 6x to the power of 3 to negative 6x to the power of 3, and I'm going to change the negative 15x squared to a positive 15x squared. And this is step number 3. Change the signs and simplify, right? So subtract, collect like terms. If this right here does not cancel out, if that doesn't cancel out, then you did something wrong, go back, fix it. You picked the wrong number for the 3x squared. However, for us, it does cancel out. So I'm just going to leave it like this. We did it right. And we're going to combine the negative x squared with the 15x squared. That would give me 14x squared, okay? And then we move into step number 4. Step number 4 is to bring down the rest of what we are dividing. We are dividing the negative 43x. So we're going to bring that down, and we are dividing also the positive 28 or the plus 28 component. So that right there is the last step. And then we repeat the process. So we're going to do exactly what we did for that orange 3x squared, except this time we're going to focus on the 14x squared. So now we need to figure out what to multiply the 2x by to get 14x squared. That right there is going to take a 7 to get the 14 and an additional x to get the x squared. So we're going to say we need a 7, and an x. Step 1, right? So we're just repeating the steps. We're going through the algorithm. We're repeating the steps. We're going to multiply. First step is figure out what to multiply. Second step is to actually distribute it. So now we're going to take this 7x, and we're just going to multiply it here, and we're going to multiply it here. That's going to give us 14x squared. Hey, look at that. That's what we wanted. And it's going to give us negative 35x. Who cares? We're just going to write it out. So let's multiply this thing out and write where it belongs. 7x times 2x is 14x squared. 7x times negative 5 is negative 35x. And that completes the second step, right? First step, figure out what the orange number is. What do we need to multiply? Second step, get those green numbers, actually multiply it out. The third step is to subtract, aka change the signs. So we change the signs of the numbers, and then we collect like terms. So we're going to go ahead and subtract 14x squared and negative 14x squared. That cancels out. That's exactly what we want to see. The negative 43x and the 35x, that gives us negative 8x. So we have negative 8x right there. And then we bring down the 28. So we have plus 28. Nothing else to bring down. So we now go back to step 1 and do it all over again. We try to figure out what can we multiply 2x by to get negative 8x. We can multiply that by negative 4. So we're going to put a negative 4 up here, and then we distribute it, right? Second step is to distribute it. All right, so let's go back. Let's do this one more time. We need to multiply the 2x by negative 4. So I'm going to put a negative 4 right here. And then we take that negative 4 and we distribute it. So we're going to take this guy here and we're going to distribute it to the 2x and the negative 5. This gives us negative 8x. That's good because that means it's going to cancel when I change the signs. And negative 4 times negative 5 comes out to positive 20. First step, find out what you're going to multiply by. That's that orange negative 4. Second step, distribute that negative 4 to give us those green numbers right there. The third step, subtract them, also known as change the signs. I don't like that one's just put a minus sign, right? Change the signs. And then the last step is to combine them and bring down what's left. There's nothing there, so we're just going to stop. 8x, negative 8x, that cancels out to 0. Negative 20 and positive 28 gives us 8. So we have an 8 right here. And we bring down nothing, and we ask ourselves, what can we multiply this by to get this? And the answer is nothing. You actually can't multiply because this has an x, and there's no way to remove the x. So we're good. This is where we want to stop, right here. And now we need to talk about how to write the answer. So just a couple of things back from maybe 4th grade math when you did long division, or maybe even 3rd grade. This right here is what we call the remainder. Okay, so this is the remainder. This right here is what we call the quotient. And this thing, I always forget what it's called. It's dividend, divisor, whatever. The thing we're dividing by. We're dividing by that. So the way that we're going to write our answer, okay, is we're going to take our quotient and we're going to say add the remainder divided by the what we divided by. Okay, so we're going to say the quotient plus the remainder divided by what we divided by. Okay, so the remainder over what we divided by. So let's write this out. Our final answer is 3x to the power of 2 plus 7x minus 4 plus the remainder. And our remainder is 8, so it's plus the remainder of 8 divided by or over the 2x plus 5. That thing right there, the 2x, minus 5, my mistake. The 2x minus 5. And this is the result. This right here is the result. Oh, don't want to cross that out. This right here is the result of dividing this up here. All right. If you have any questions, send me an email, and I'll be sure to hit you up as soon as possible. Have a good night.